Greetings. Hello, Earthlings. How are you? How we doing? Can you hear me? Yes? Hey, Bill, how are you? How you doing? Hey, Bill. Michael Sinlab. Hey, Ruth, I see you. I'm happy to see your face. Hi. Happy to see you guys. All right, people are trickling in. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad to know you're doing fine, Brian. Always good to have you in the room. I seen the thumbs up, Michael. All right, beanie blessings to you too, Lizzie. I appreciate you for bringing the blessings. We need them. The world is a mess. The world is a mess. So please bring the blessings to us. I know you can't unmute. Hold on. Let me let you guys. All right. Welcome everybody to the room. All right. Unmute yourselves. Make some noise as people kind of come.
Somebody got my initials.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey. What's up, folks?
Congrats, Ray Jane. I had to come and see you. That's awesome.
Thank you. I'm so happy you're with us. I can't wait to hear what you got to share today.
Hey.
So, hey. Greetings, everyone. So happy to see everybody as you come into the room. We're just letting some folks get in here and then we'll get started. Give everybody another minute. And I'll just be greeting you guys as we wait. Hey, Casey. Hey, you know we're friends on Instagram now, right? I'm super excited about it. I'm glad to see you in the room. I'm going to put the list in the chat while we give folks another minute to come on in. Absolutely. I will be posting it throughout the night, so don't worry. If you jumped in after the list went up, don't worry. We won't just unmute you and like poetry bomb you. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Okay, so welcome everybody. My name is Ray Jane. I am your host for the evening. This is the Thursday night online open mic sponsored by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, hosted in by the mostest myself. You know, I'm trying to be the mostest. If I could just be with y'all, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? I see you, Sunshine. She said, you are the mostest. Take it in. I got it. Thank you. Yes, hearts to you too. So excited to have everybody in the room. We're just going to go over some quick rules and things to know and things to remember about the space. Okay. So again, this is the Thursday night online open mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am Ray Jane. If you feel like you feeling me, you like the atmosphere we got in the room, you'd like to be aware of things that are coming up as they come up, you can follow me at It's Ray Jane. That's ITSRAYJANE. My name is in the bottom of the box for those folks who have joined us on the Zooms. If you are in Facebook land or YouTube land, you say, you know what? I want to see what they're talking about. It sounds like it's live in there. Come on over to the Zooms with us. The Zoom ID is 977-539-856. That's 977-539-856. It's almost like we got a phone number. It's kind of like Zoom's a new phone number, ain't it? I'm just saying. But back to the rules, right? So we are here to share all the ways that we are creative in word, in music, in comedy. Each person on the list has 3 minutes to share. Please keep that in mind. We want to give everybody a chance, as many people as possible. We can only do that if we're respectful to one another, okay? There are 20 people on the guaranteed list. That doesn't mean that if you didn't get a chance to get on the list, that you won't have a chance to spit. As a matter of fact, if you're in the room right now, and you know you're not on the list, you know you didn't make that cutoff, you got there about 10:05, it was too late, go on and send me a DM, a private message in here. I guess you can still call it a DM in the Zooms, I don't know. Send me a Zoom DM and let me know if you want to get on the good luck round. We take about 5 to 10 people and try to get you guys on so we can hear what you have to share. If you have pronouns or IG handles, Venmos, PayPal links, and you want folks to follow you, if you want folks to kind of be there to support you so we can stalk you and see what's going on, but you know, in a good way, then please put it in the bottom of your boxes. And also when you share, put it in the chat. We understand things happen technically, you know, sometimes we hear the audio, we don't have the video. Otherwise, please don't fret. This is a community of love, and we are making safe space for you, however you show up, even if it's in catastrophe, and we will wait for you. Just send me a message, let me know you come back in the room, and we'll try to get you back on, okay? This is the open mic. It's like I said, this is family here. This is not competitive. We're here to share with one another. We want you to be free to be yourselves, but we also want you to understand that we will not tolerate any hate speech, no hateful content, no disrespect. Please don't get cute and get the boot. Those of you who have been around me in various workshops and safe spaces that I've tried to create, you understand what it is. We're going to respect each other in here. Okay, so that being said, just a small word for our sponsors, a big word because, you know, thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? National Endowment of the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust. We thank you for your support. And if you would like to add yourself to that list of those who are helping us keep these things free 99 for us to share and be in community with one another, both in person and online, please come to neweurekan.com or neweurekan.org rather /contribute. I will put that in the chat. And we're going to get it started, okay? Throughout, we'll let you know what we're doing. If you want to find spaces, you say Thursdays are pretty cool, but maybe they're not that great for you, and you're looking for another day to find a safe space. We'll get into that. I'll share with you guys all the different places that we have made community for each other, okay? But in the meantime, we're going to jump into this list, okay? So we are going to start it off with Vale Larkin. So I'm going to unmute you so that you can come into the room. Please give her a hand clap, some snaps in your boxes. Get excited. All right, cool. Hey, Vale, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
Good.
What you got for us?
I've got a short sequence called Habitat. 1. In all her wanderings, she never found it. The blue, the great blue vastness. Born in the center and walking on foot, step after dry step, sand-slowed and scalded souls. In some spaces, deep in the desert, the heat made light liquid, tricky and wicked, and she was nearly submerged. She took great wading strides through delusion, damp and clinging to her skin until the searing truth rematerialized. She swallowed it and searched on. 2. Lying on their back, their eyes lifted up, the green-gold chiaroscuro of the leaves and thinnest branches, like intricately stitched carpet for tiny souls with hollow bones and scant flesh. The universe inverts. And they are lifted, and they become airborne, hollow heart so light it need never submit itself to the ground. 3. We wander the home we long for, seeking delirium. But when we are silent, every word exhaled, every song, each longing sigh, our vitality, cracked and ruddy clay, our spirits aloft, and our oceans of feeling soaked into the stones. We will, all of us, fall back on our foundations, into the earth, into the soft dark, into the warm, primeval caverns of our mother's body.
Yes, please unmute yourselves and give Vale some of that love.
Oh, yeah. Great, Vale. That was great.
Always dope, Vale. Way to set it off.
Really go.
For real.
Excellent. Excellent stuff, Vale. As always, so happy to have you in the room with us. Please put your information in the chat so folks can follow you and support you. And we'll be glad to see you again here, hopefully soon. Whenever you can make it, there's a safe space for you here. So thank you for starting us off with that fire, as Elemental said. Okay, we are on our way. Next up to bring us some more of that good stuff is Generalissimo. Let me see if I can find you. There you are. Hi.
Shalom.
Shalom.
And I'm going to read two pieces that were just accepted into the LGBTQ anthology for Red or Green Books, which is being curated by our own Deadpan Lizzie. So let me go ahead and pull the first one up. Hold on. Where did I have it? Here we go. The first one is called Kiss, and I'll just say that this was written for a woman. I bought this book of love poems by a poet named Lurleen Radcliffe, and it was published in the 1890s. So this is a love poem to her. I can tell by your poetry you are a good kisser. I can tell by the way you blink during pauses, the way you close your eyes after certain lines, the way you sigh every time you sigh. You are not a fan of sloppy kisses. No, you are a purveyor of sweet, soft, gentle kisses. Even your hard kisses are soft and gentle. When you bite my lower lip, it tickles. When we kiss, the goddess of silence screams so passionately, Aurora Borealis covers her ears. And though I shall never know your kiss, when I read your poetry, I hear your voice, how your every breath respects your thoughts, provokes words to come alive on page and give a sweet, soft, gentle kiss. And this next poem is called, let me get to the top, When a Kiss Feels Like Life Exists in a Movie. You leaned in to kiss me, and somehow our noses didn't crash into each other. Somehow the way your lower lip and upper lip managed to grab and release my lower lips seemed as if a famous movie director had choreographed our first kiss. I felt my heart beating against a Pima cotton blue and white striped polo dress shirt I wore beneath a red cashmere sweater. Your hand was on my shoulder and you rubbed it across my barely there 20-year-old chest and commented in a soft voice, I love the feel of cashmere. Then you wrapped your 23-year-old arms around me as you pressed your soft lips against mine, and time stood still. I felt your hands travel down my back. Then you stepped back and smiled at me and said, if you want to stay a little longer, you can. You were older than me, and my only other experience with the guy was with this guy in front of me in line at a grocery store with whom I had an innocuous small talk conversation, who then walked up to me after I got to my car. He was gorgeous with perfect hairy runner's legs. He started a conversation as I put my groceries in the trunk. I hope I'm not wrong, but I don't live far from here if you want to come by. I didn't realize we were flirting with each other by simply having a conversation. We started kissing at his place, and he was overzealous with his tongue, which I wasn't too fond of, but it didn't take long for two skinny college boys to find their way to naked. Every touch from his fingertips felt like my body was custom made for him. It was as if he was made of electricity. He was my first. There were things I needed to learn. He became my tutor. I was a willing student. We'd meet once or twice a week at his place, which lasted for about 2 months. We'd always get naked within a few minutes of my arriving and stay undressed my entire visit as if we were nudists. I bought Paul Young's Secret of Association. I put the cassette in the stereo system on side 2. The first song was I Want to Tear Your Playhouse Down. The whole side 2 was a soundtrack for a sex romp. I think we cared for each other, but it was the 80s, we were closeted, and there was no chance of us continuing without blowing up our lives. When you and I met, you were a grad assistant to a professor. I made an appointment with you to help me with something I didn't understand. Afterwards, you suggested we grab dinner sometime. Again, another time I didn't realize I was flirting. I could definitely feel my heart beating against my preppy knit shirt as I sat opposite your desk. And when you took me out to that healthy food restaurant that paid the bill, I was too naive to realize we were on a date. It was a breezy, cool, early spring Florida evening. You suggested we take a walk in a small nearby park. You asked me if you could kiss me beneath a blooming magnolia tree. It was a soft, gentle kiss, but felt more passionate than any kiss my previous sort of not boyfriend had planted on me. You asked me to follow you back to your place, which I didn't hesitate to do. You were never overzealous with your tongue or a sloppy kisser. Our secret 6-month tryst laid the groundwork for how I learned to treat future romantic partners with respect. You never pushed me for sex or to do things I didn't want to do. We had stopped seeing each other by November. You finished your graduate degree and shortly after, then moved across the country. It should have broken my heart and sent me into a severe depression. But you had taught me I was capable of eventually having a real relationship with another man, and even though it would take me several years till I moved to New York City in '93 to live as an out gay man and have a full-fledged relationship. I don't think we were in love, though I might have thought we were. We both lived separate lives outside of us. Grocery store guy was more of a dalliance, the start of a new learning curve. What we were was more than that, even though it was just a secret and we never met or talked again. It felt as if our story was a series of vignettes in a movie directed by a not yet famous director before his first film would change the life of a closeted 20-year-old college kid desperately in need of the kind of knowledge and experience to recognize his true self and live a full life. Thank you.
Woo. Everybody, please unmute yourselves if you can.
Yep, that was beautiful,
Beer.
as always.
Oh, superb, superb,
Got some
superb.
tweets out of
What's
that.
up, gang?
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Generalissimo, for being so vulnerable with us and sharing some intimacy in your memories, to warm us and give others permission to be themselves in this space. We thank you for that. Please put your information in the chat so folks can follow you. Congratulations on your success. And thank you, Lizzie, as well, for creating yet another opportunity for everyone here to have a voice and speak their truth. You'll have your own turn later to hear Lizzie share her version of the truth, which we look forward to. We thank you. We feel a blessing to have both of you in our community. Absolutely. So inspired by all of you, really. Speaking of being inspired, the next person up is a wonderful writer. Look forward to hearing everything he's got to say. Michael Sindler, and please unmute yourself.
Yeah, hey,
Hi.
good to see you. Good to see everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with a piece. Just so much craziness going on right now, and this is a form called a sonatina tray. First one of these I've done. It's called Flicker In. Behind most violence, there is fear. Behind cruelty, there is ignorance. The past taught lessons so severe, the pain hides all benevolence. Hearts grown, hoary walls of ice still contain some warmth within. How shall love's urgency entice a thaw, allowing light to flicker in? Despite despair, we search the soul and hope the damaged be made whole. And we certainly have a lot of confused and damaged hearts out there that we need to hope can find something. And this is another not exactly upbeat poem. It's called Foolish Hopes. I'm writing without foolish hopes of a reply. I'm not one for things like Ouija boards, but I can't let sleeping dogs lie. I want to pull you back in time. I want to ask you why. It doesn't make any more sense as year after year goes by. I'm writing more to myself as a sort of alibi to forgive myself for not doing more, but excuses don't apply. Perhaps I could, perhaps could not. I like to think I tried. I still want to be let off the hook, have my efforts certified. But no matter how I hem and haw, how much we hue and cry, I can never quite relinquish the guilt. Unlike you, it never dies. Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. I've gotten your messages. Don't worry, we will be getting rid of any nuisances in the chat. As I mentioned, we will not be tolerating any foolishness up in here. Okay, so please, y'all let me know who's who and we'll get rid of them. It's quite simple. Don't you worry. Okay, so you guys don't let them change the vibe up in here. You know what we're here to do. You know this is family. That's why we know when somebody's not here to contribute positively to the atmosphere that we are here to create. Okay, so moving right along, because that's what the haters want you to do. They want you to stop shining. And we won't have that in this room. This room is meant to be a beacon at all times. Okay, so speaking of bright lights, Lizzie, would you please unmute yourself and share with the people what you're doing in the community and what you have for us?
Always a pleasure to see you, Ray Jane. Thank you for this beautiful space and all the spaces you give us. Beanie blessings, community. As Brian said, myself, Marissa Prada, Shane Maynor, with Green Books, we are curating an LGBT literary art anthology due out this summer, and it will also be presented at the New York City Poetry Festival in September. We are very honored to be publishing 50 artists around the world who are part of our community. So thank you to those artists for giving us the opportunity to publish you. I'm going to read. Oh, my screen went blank. So sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. If you want to learn more about me, ES_Strauss on Instagram and more things coming up with publishing. I'm just going to read one poem tonight. It's new shit. It's called Test Results. Walking home from a quick spring jog, cherry blossoms dance around my sweaty, not fragile body. At the tip of the Upper West Side, peering out my fire escape, I no longer feel fear, confusion certainly, but not because of the tug of war I've been having with Manhattan for 3 months. The sweat that has been falling off my body for some time now has evaporated into the pavement with my negative thoughts, making positive once again with rusted brick and floors that remind me of Greece. I can see the painting I was trying to create, the warmer climate versus cold helps, but not the answer I needed. This was and will always be the answer I fill in. Whether they say it is right or wrong, life is not a multiple choice exam. Those who say it does not try as hard as I do. I know when I fill in the blank it is possible it will not be 100% correct, but at least I tried, left a mark, learned from my mistakes, and got right back this time around. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to unmute y'all so you can fill this space back with the love that's supposed to be in here. So y'all be loud, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Big man. Always dope.
Awesome.
That's
Thank
right.
you so
Love.
much.
You are very welcome. Like I said, this is a safe space for a lot of different people from all over the world. What a blessing to be able to share our hearts and minds and thoughts across no distance with each other. So we will do our best to make sure that we do what we have to do to keep this safe space safe. Okay? So, keeping with the tradition of the love and the sharing, let's move on to some more hotness, because that's what we're here for, okay? And speaking of the hotness, we got the Kayvon, the poet, coming up. I'm going to ask to unmute you. Yes, I'm talking to you, hoodie down. What's up? How you doing?
Hello, Ray Jane.
Hi. He's so calm. He's hello, Ray Jane. Greetings to you. Welcome to the space. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad to see you here. I'm gonna be quiet and let you go on and do your thing.
You can follow me at Instagram at Kayvon the Poet. And I have a poem about doubt. I'm trying to see through a cloud of doubt. Not believing in myself is like a plant that fails to sprout. The constant worry brings on a flurry of ruminating thoughts. Each one creates room in my head and gets caught in a web of lies that I tell myself instead. When I overthink, the flaws of my internal dialogue pushes me to the brink of madness and the verge of sadness. But the fear of being inadequate drives me to never quit. Trying to outdo my past is tough. but what matters most is knowing that I am enough. Thank you.
You damn right, Kayla. You damn right you are. Y'all unmute and let them know. Let them know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
You are enough.
Yes, yes. Very
Well done, Kayvon.
great
Damn
message.
right.
You are great and you are welcome. You have a space here. You matter. You take up space and energy in this place. You add to this place. This place wouldn't be what it is without you and people like you. So thank you for pushing past the discomfort and the self-doubt. And please know you are not alone. Every single person in this box, I don't care what they tell you on the outside, if they say they don't feel doubtful sometimes, they lying, okay? All human beings. So thank you for bringing your humanness here. Again, giving us permission to be who we are, okay? There we go. So I like it. We are changing the energy. That's right. Thank you. Thank you for adding to that. And then speaking with one fire poet to the next, mover of energy, teacher of poetry, Nico the Diaz. Let me unmute him. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Happy to be here. I think this is my first time pulling up with you as the host, Ray Jane. So love the vibe, just that in different energy. It is good. Despite the hateration in the danceria, we don't fuck with that.
We don't fuck with that. Say it again. We don't fuck with that. Okay, we don't fuck with that.
So bullshit. I don't love that. Yes, and Lizzie said I am in the anthology. I owe her the contract, so I'm gonna get her to that today because it's the deadline. But yeah, I'm excited to be here in this space. I have some anger that I want to get out, and it's been a rough week. So without further ado, here we go. This is a new shit, Untitled. Maybe we could figure it out here. All right. Achoo! I'm allergic. I'm sick of these niggas. The ones who are cheap with their love, who move out of fear, who move out of scarcity, who move out of the belief that love, that help is to be withheld, even from their sons, their lovers, their best friends, their brothers, their fellow poets, their fellow man. Hardened by a cruel world, I get it. I've been there, but it's not for me. I don't love on the cheap. I love with abandon, giving of myself as a generous queen, as a mother loves out of duty, out of responsibility, out of the core of my being that tell me what's right and what's wrong, out of integrity. My love is the earth, nurturing and powerful. My love is boundless. My love is infinite. My love is abundance. I embrace the divine feminine, the wild force in me that tells me to love, to protect, to fight, not for myself as men have always told me to, but to fight for what I know to be true. I am quill, I am dagger, I am father, I am mother. I am a wellspring of love. Why do I need to be cheap? Thank y'all, thank y'all. You'll find me at Nico Diaz at NYC on Instagram and most other social media channels. Yeah, looking forward to this May and seeing what may come. So thank y'all for this time.
Yes, yes. Get all of that out. That's what I'm talking about. Unmute yourself. Give them some energy. Give them some energy back for that.
Nico!
Yeah.
Go. Tell them about it.
Bravo, bravo.
There we go. Beautiful work as always, Nico. Thank you for blessing the space. Let that rage out. Again, that's what we're doing today. We are giving you permission. So that poem that you didn't want to spit, oh, you thought it was too sad. You thought it was too angry. You thought somebody was going to get pissed off. Now, don't be disrespectful because you see what happens when disrespect enters the room. It leaves it. Okay, so don't be that person. But if you got a grievance that is yours and you don't feel like holding it and carrying it around anymore, that is what this space is for. Put your shit down, okay? That's what the space is for. So don't be afraid. We're here for you, and however you show up in the world on today. All right. So speaking up and speaking of showing up in your grace and your glory, the next person up is a new friend of mine, Casey Catch. I'm going to unmute you.
Hey, Ray Jane.
Hey, you see, I'm already snapping. I already got the snaps ready for you, okay? So let me mute. And please let the people know where they can find you, because we're just becoming Instagram friends, and I want them to also have that blessing. So let them know, and I'm going to be quiet.
Perfect. So you can find me on Instagram at createdby.casey. And I just want to say thank you to you, Ray Jane, and thank you to everyone for making this such a safe space. It's definitely given me the space to be able to work on my spoken word poetry. It's something that I haven't really done in the past and excelled at. So it's something that's given me the opportunity to do that, which is actually what my next poem's about. So it's called Poet. And yeah, I'll go ahead. I am not a spoken word poet. I am the quiet voice who whispers and cries out all at once. Fear is my poem and I her writer. I am not a spoken word poet. My voice trembles with each line, quivers and shakes in anticipation of the end of this damn poem. I am not a spoken word poet. You are the days that scream, hell yes, and I am the one who runs in the opposite direction, yelling, please, no. My heart is not sewn to my sleeve, but merely haphazardly taped on with my fears of rejection. I am a poet, yes, but to speak the words on the page is a crime, a disservice. Those words demand gusto and strength, and I always seem to fall short. I wish I could be a spoken word poet, that my voice and words could ring out, shake the earth beneath my feet, move men to stir uncomfortably, command change, send lightning out of this page and into the universe, that I may say, here I am. Do not walk by me, ignore me, mute me, disrespect me, because I am a spoken word poet. But alas, I am not a spoken word poet. I know far too much, and at the same time, too little. So for now, I will whisper, and I will be afraid, and I will do what I can, and I will continue to tape my heart to my sleeve, in the hopes that one day it will stay there, in the hopes that I may be a spoken word poet. Thank you.
Hell yes. Hell yes, you are. Unmute.
You're a great spoken word poet.
Yes.
Yes.
Case.
Superb spoken
Comes in all
word
forms. That was
poet.
fire.
Yeah. Extraordinary.
Woo! Bill was throwing all the big, beautiful words at you. Extraordinary. Wonderful. Everything of that is true. Thank you for being here and being indeed a spoken word poet. Letting some other folks know, hey, sometimes you don't feel like what you are. That don't change what you are though, right? So be great. That's what you are. Please put your information in the chat so other folks can get some more of that greatness and inspiration. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here doing. Okay. So next up to inspire you is Joski. Oh, what a perfect person to go to next. See, Michael Sandler can't even keep himself in the box. We're missing hands and everything. Let me find Joski. Where are you? There you are.
Hey, Ray Jane.
Hey, Joski, what's up?
Well, what you see is what you get.
I know that's right. Didn't they make a good song like that back in the day?
Maybe so, huh?
You know, I don't know if everybody's gonna know that one, but you know, I know that one. Okay, all right. Let me let you do.
All right. So I'm going to play a song to mark the sad news that we've reached 1 million deaths from COVID in this country. And I just want to take a moment to say, you know, it's not over, and just urge everybody to continue to be careful. So I wrote this song. I wrote this song for nurses everywhere, and I dedicate it to all the people working in healthcare, physicians, respiratory therapists, nurses, aides, and everyone, right? Just trying to take care of us during this hard time, trying to keep so many people alive and keep them out of pain and suffering. Night nurse, take away my pain. Night nurse, will I see day again? I never knew I could hurt so bad. You're the closest thing to a friend I have. Night nurse, take away my pain. Night nurse, will I see day again? I'm sick and tired and so forlorn. Just the flip side to being born. I left my body, found I could fly. I'm not alone, not afraid to die. Night nurse, take away my pain. Night nurse, will I see day again? Night nurse, take away, take away, take away, take away my
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Unmute, unmute.
Joski,
Giving the love to some who really deserve it so much.
Joski, you nailed it again, man. You nailed it again.
Woo. I think Christy said that best. Woo. Right? Chills. Thank you. Thank you for honoring those who choose to live their life in service to others, especially when it is the most dangerous time to do so. We thank you for that. We thank you for all being so different in the way that you share and express yourselves and bringing all these things that need to be brought to the surface. These are some of the stuff that people don't want to talk about, right? How could we possibly not mention 1 million deaths? How could we miss that opportunity to give honor to those people who have passed? Some of us in these boxes touched very closely by those losses. So if that resonated with you on a personal level, whether you're in the Zooms with us or the YouTubes with us or the Facebooks with us, we are here holding space with you. Thank you, Joski, for bringing us with the vibes, always taking us where we need to go. Appreciate you. Get what you see, right? I hear that. You said that. You started off with it. You wasn't kidding. You so was kidding. But we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Absolutely. All right. Going from one to the next. Oh, I'm so excited to see sunshine in the room. Bring us some sunshine. I'm going to unmute you.
All right. Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. That was such a lovely song. I'm very grateful that he shared that because, yeah, unfortunately, it isn't over, you know, and we have to do what we can to still stay careful while trying to be free and do the arts and do all these things. It's like so many obstacles, but anyhow, yeah. So So yeah, I'm gonna take it on a lighter note. Like I've been really curious. Like I'm sure everybody's been on World Star Hip Hop on some point, and they've seen some video of a crackhead servicing someone for in an alley, at the bus stop, on a bus, wherever, and I sometimes be wondering who are the other people? Like who is the guy being serviced? So I had to write a poem. What does it take to cosmically align two very different lifelines? For the threads of time to combine or intertwine just long enough for them to find a crackhead's lips around their dick? Does she tremble and shake while sucking up each drip? Or is it a more graceful choreographed ritual or skit that's about to be made into another World Star hip hop hit? An unofficially staged show to remind folk that she ain't ever really sweet in the hood. Another brief hood tale for folk to share. Make everybody feel a little more lit and alive for the next week or so or whatever. While rival gangs laugh synchronized separately or togetherly while they gossip about how they cousin saw crazy ass Tisha getting it in the back of a Metro PCS. But these men, do they live in the dark too? Do they only come out at night? Are they the closing shift dishwashers or janitors that everyone desperately needs, but even more importantly, need to forget about? Because somehow, someone that cleans is also considered filthy and negligible. Are these men made to feel lowly while walking home? Coming out in the evening, thriving in the evening, privately in the evening to return home when the sun rises, eat, recover, and sleep until sun sets? Is it cold? The lonely winds and ending they shift to find so many text messages they shouldn't reply to till the morning. And when they see a frantic streetwalker dancing, rambling, and babbling about whatever, however, whenever, do they no longer feel alone? And even if just for a few seconds, do they feel home? Vibing with another night walker and roam through the alley corners that the public can't condone? And when she offers cheap loving, does it feel like that faux deal to which you can't say no? And maybe they grew up with her and remember what she used to look like, her sharp eyes, dimpled left cheek, and soft lips. But now the time's passed and everything's so angular and tangled up. But right now, she's all yours and you're all hers until the post-semen shot sobriety hits and y'all wipe up the spit and the other shit. The heat of the moment subsides. But before she returns to the night, she sighs, baby, the whole hood unites when we combine. And that's that. I have more poetry on YouTube at Sunshine Lombre. I'm also on Spotify and stuff, and I'll put my Instagram in the chat.
You better put it in the chat. I know you wasn't about to get out of here without giving us that information. Yes, thank you so much for that. You said it. You said all of it, in fact. Thank you, Sunshine. We hope to see more and hear more of you. Please follow Sunshine. Get some of that sunshine in your life. Yes. I know that was corny, but whatever, y'all. It's late. I'm doing my best. So all right, we are going to keep the energy up, and just a short break just to let those folks know who came into the room a little bit later than when we first started talking. If you like Sunshine and you say, I got something hot too, I want to spit next time, I want to get on the list, and you didn't have your chance today, fret not. There will be extra opportunities every single week. Okay, Mondays and Thursday nights, we are here for you. Online open mics are happening. If you would like to perform next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, the cheat code is you sign up when 24 hours before. So if you wanted to spit on Monday, you said Thursday is nice, Ray Jane, the fro is rocking, but I just can't wait. I got to get it off my chest. Monday, 8 p.m. online open mic hosted by Advocate of Words, our illustrious host. We love him. He is doing some huge things in the community and making segues and opportunities and pathways for us to better ourselves. So if you want to meet him, you want to chill out with us on Mondays, 8 p.m., you will sign up 24 hours before. Remember your cheat code, 24 hours before. So if you want to spit on Monday night, 8 p.m., you sign up on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Same thing goes for Thursdays. That's Thursday night, 9 p.m. You sign up on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. 24 hours before at theneweurekan.org. Go to the calendar, the date of that event, and choose artist ticket. That's how you get on. We hope to see you next time. I'll put the information in the chat for those of you who are in the Zooms with us. And for everyone else elsewhere in the interverses, wherever you might be, you can also follow me at It's Ray Jane on Instagram and also on Facebook. I'm periodically giving those same updates on how to get down. And we hope to see you next time. In the meantime, we'll go on to the next artist, and that is Ike. If you could please unmute yourself. So happy to see you as always. Hi, how you doing?
Hi. Doing fine.
Right. What do you have for us this evening?
How about the SCOTUS leak?
That's exactly what I was looking for. Let me mute myself. Let you go ahead.
The SCOTUS leak. If you believe that America is the freest country in the world, think again. Out of 220 countries, the USA is ranking only number 44, but also cherished freedom is concerned. I wrote this poem in 2018, and it was called, and it is called, Medusa, Medusa. Snake eyes, the power to turn the patriarchy into stone. Medusa is widely known as a monstrous creature with snakes in her hair, whose gaze turns men to stone. In Western culture, strong women have historically been imagined as threats, requiring male conquest and control, and Medusa herself has long been the go-to figure for those seeking to demonize female authority. Medusa was beautiful until she was raped in Athena's temple by Poseidon. Athena then punished Medusa, not Poseidon, for this rape by turning her into the monstrous, stony-glanced creature that we came to know. Yes, Medusa was punished for being raped. Medusa, Medusa. And because you are iconic, beautiful, and nasty, so men will goose ya. To speak about love in ancient times, as I must, I saw your winged skin of scary green hue. I saw your hair snakes hissing everywhere, your fangs kissing ignorance. Men, watch what you say. Beware. I gazed into your bloodshot eyes. I turned to stone. But I was not alone. Your religion, that evil melodramatic device, that Gorgon monster with the heart of a witch and eyes, suggesting, connoting malevolence at the roll of a dice. And it comes to mind, beauty suggests revenge is kind. Your myth, never forgotten, leaves the bitter taste of resentment, a raped woman's only defense. Medusa's visage, naked female rage, her sculpted image enhanced on the Me Too page. Female terror turns anger into luscious power, hence the Gorgon fury. Analysis of horrors, personified beauty from passage to compassion, philosophy lost in art, calling matrixial theory in part, the guardian of female power embedded in an IBM cloud. On Medusa's wings swings a veil of Isis, that savage protector of a woman's secret sting. Venomous snakes strike heroic, but manly sexuality never changed. Womanly being demand that her bodily territories enjoy enticing pleasures as she should. Looking into her mesmerizing eyes, looking into her magnificent universe. Yes, man roams on fiction and myth, compelled to seek instinctively that perpetual escape into hope, that unfortunate drug, and that unutterable urge to rape. What he calls, it's just another fuck. Women's across cultures threatening male conquest and control. Medusa, the go-to female authority, a hashtag stigma. Her portrait reminds of Medusa the beautiful. Medusa's laugh, now such a powerful call to arms, urging all women and blameless longevity emerges on pop culture's fertile ground. Rekindling envy and intoxication, luring seductive attractiveness into male petrification, yet victim blaming had the lens shifted over time. To break the seal, it's time to claim identity. Medusa, shamed, shunned, and loathed the parlance of being, heing, and sheing, iconic, dangerous, always dazzling, always devouring. Medusa, when you smile, beware, man is born with a penis that can turn into a heart ready to seduce ya. Nature's such primitive show of art. Medusa, be wary, as the Scotus may rape you. Yes, once again, even such a thought is very, very scary. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Please unmute yourselves.
It is always such a privilege and an
hear
honor to
that.
hear your work and the work of all of the poets, but you are so magical and amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
Captivating, bro. 100%.
Superb. I mean, just wow.
Beautiful.
Capture.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I agree, Bill. I agree. And Idiona, you hit it right on the head with that one. Wonderful work. Teaching us as well, right? Not everybody is aware of those different perspectives. And a lot of times great women in history have to be redefined, because often the first story is the wrong story that benefits someone else entirely. So thank you for giving us a different perspective on Medusa, right? There's a lot of learning going on in here, and we appreciate you all for bringing your gifts. And speaking of bringing gifts, we haven't had this particular gift in quite some time, but we are so happy it is to see you. Going to ask you to unmute. Welcome back, sis. How are you?
I'm good. Just been a little MIA as I settled in Florida.
Absolutely. What part of Florida did you move down to?
Tampa.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I moved down here to be closer to my son.
Okay. That's a beautiful reason. It's a beautiful reason. Well, we're glad to have you wherever you at. We don't care where you're zooming from. So thank you for joining us in the boxes. Please share your magic with us. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Iris Agustina Morales, known as I Am. And I have some new shit. It's called Mr. Fish. Okay, let me go. I dreamt an ocean parted. A giant fish asked, "What is your name?" I said, "Orphan." He said, "Come, make a home in my mouth. I will take you to Olokun, keeper of the subconscious." I plummeted down his throat, turned inside out, unlocked secrets of a fish that was once a man who says, "Stay calm." I am the part of him that never dies. Dark. I am the part of him that never dies. Silence. I am the part of him that never dies. Mr. Fish, take me back to my younger days. My hair wild and free, playing with Elegua, his Hot Wheels, toy soldiers outside my windowsill. Help me remember, even if memories shred me, I do not want to forget. Dad, Yemaya weeps for you endlessly. You return to her, prodigal son. I remember you made me believe the world was mine to take. Mr. Fish, your hands, rough plains, produce rich harvest. I remember how you tried to be the best version, how you looked at me, preparing me to be without you. May Olokun grant me memories of you to my dying day. May Yemaya allow me to feel you next to me. You saw the light in me. Padre, Father, see me shine. Thank you.
Ooh, yes. Beautiful. Please unmute. Give her some love.
Wow, loved it.
So nice.
That was
So
beautiful.
bomb.
Good
So glad you're back.
Wow.
Oh,
So happy
So
you're back.
surprising.
Super.
So glad I got to be.
See? Told you we missed you. I told you we missed you. Told you. Listen, come on back. Come on back whenever you get a chance. We know real life happens. Sometimes we just have to take breaks. Sometimes we have noble and wonderful reasons like children and loved ones. Other times we just need a break. You know, creativity is hard work and sometimes it's heavy to carry, to hold. The art is a gift and sometimes it feels like a curse. So take your time. And when you are ready, when you need something, when you're ready to find us again, you know where we at and we love you. So thank you for sharing that with us. Absolutely, absolutely. Beautiful words. Please remember to check the chat after you go or after you share, to put your own information in, and also to see the wonderful things that people have to say about you. This community is more than just this mouth. It's all the people that are here, okay? And they all want you to know how much you belong here. So please check the chat and get your love. Get your love. Shoot, the rest of the world ain't gonna give it to you, but we will. We will, okay? All right, so next up, speaking of love, ooh, we got the new host about to come up, Scribbles. That's right, I'm shouting you out, Please unmute.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
You know, I'm okay. I'm better now that I'm here, so that's always good.
I feel that. And it was so nice to see you hosting the other day. Tell us how you felt during that. What was happening? Let the people know.
It was fun. Yeah, I filled in for Deadpan Dope Tuesday for Lizzie. She was out, so it was awesome. Yeah, just the energy. I came away feeling so much better about life, and I was like, okay, now, that's cool.
Absolutely. I'm glad you got to experience that. I hope this is not the first and only time that we get to see you running the show. You did a great job. Just want to let you know, encourage and lift you. This is a space where we make connections and people also give you opportunities to stretch and grow. Christy Scribbles is certainly an excellent example of that. So please get with each other because you never know where it's going to lead. You never know what opportunities may come your way. All right, Christy, we are ready for you.
Okay, thank you. Here we go. It feels like confusion, like rewinding. It all feels like it's rewinding. I'm rewinding, going backwards. It causes my foot to stumble and my core to go unstable. And the room seems to be spinning now as the stories flood the screens and the row inside of Wade feels like waiting inside of quicksand. For my body wails out in protest. As talking heads discuss, they discuss if I have the right to her, to they, to us, to me, to we, to my own body, my own flesh, my own soul. Try to control. That's how it goes, how it always goes. Control her body, control her mouth, control her access to her own health, to her own doctors that they don't even provide her, or them, or they, or us. Make it hard to care for her. Make it hard to keep her safe, to keep us safe, keep them all off balance so they don't rise up and rage, so they don't come to call and rise to say no more. My body calls to me to stand up now, speak up here and shout out my mighty roar. Shout out my mighty battle cry as this world feels like a ride. Spinning in those apples round, we go from back in time. They spin and spin and spin some more to blur the rotten systems as they keep pulling that circle, rounds the apple, rounds the outside, rounds the inside, to keep us all held under the control of them, of men, of patriarchy, of supremacy, of imbalanced systems, of whiteness and power control. The systems, they feel us rebelling, feel us expanding, and they're trying to grab hold, trying their hardest to grab hold of our own bodies, the very essence of ourselves. Grab hold of our own right to have our own bodies to ourselves. The systems, they are glitching now as we see it all play out. See it for what it really is as they try to hold us back in time as the world rewinds, control the ones that are down there. So they cannot see themselves and the power that they have. So they cannot rise up, cannot say no, for their own bodies are not theirs. Take away the basic needs of the ones who live down there. Take away their homes and health. Take away their voice. Take away their mouth's own teeth, as they cannot afford the fix of the decay in their own gums. Take away their basic rights, as the systems always win. There is no way to save it now, because the rot, it is in so deep. The systems all require us to lose while it reaps, to lose and distance us from ourselves and the who that we are. My body, it is wailing now, and she needs to yell its roar. The roar that I am yelling now is now or not at all. We must stop the rewinding tape as it tries to pull us back. I will stand now for my body to yell and scream and fight. Will you all stand for our bodies? Is the question here tonight. Thank you.
My goodness. Unmute.
Christy, that was fucking fire.
Whoa, this is
Like,
powerful.
damn, woman,
Whoa.
that was
Wow.
fire.
Say it loud. Say it proud.
Powerful.
Woo is right, Bill. Say it loud, say it proud indeed. Hell yeah, Christy Scribbles. Thank you for speaking, for all the ovaries, for all those who connect with that identity as well. Okay, thank you for being a mouthpiece for our protests, our rebellion, our hell no, we won't have it on this evening. Thank you. If you would like to find Christy, get some more of them scribbles, because them scribbles is fire. I'm trying to tell you. Go and put that information in the chat. Make sure you find her, find where she's hosting, find where she's sharing, because she's always got monumental and moving things to say. This is also a place for our protests. Poets throughout time have used their voice, both in politics and just whatever is affecting the people, because we are the voice of the people, because we are the people. So don't be afraid to put that rebellious energy into your poetry, into the works that you bring forth. And speaking of rebellious energy, speaking of you won't quiet me down, speaking of moving words and works, our next artist, Forever Storm guys in the building. Elemental, please unmute yourself.
Queen Ray Jane in the building. Your ass is a shit starter. No doubt about it. Let's go. rebellion starter in her own right. Give Ray Jane a follow. The dopest queen in the Zoom verse. Believe it. If you're not sure about it, check it out and you'll see for yourself. Elemental.com is where you can find me. As the queen said, Storm Gods in the building. Men who heal. Poison Clan rocks the world. Let me tell you, Storm Force is making a movement. Perfect Storm on the way. This is some brand new shit, man. I caught a groove from a piece of music. So this is Doctor's Orders, Go Yourself, or My Country 'Tis of Thee. With each piece written, I've glued pieces of me into forms of torment, molded into torrents with scorching memories off coasts of better days when I had less to say than pictures on walls, because back in my day, they said children should be seen, not heard. So I kept my tongue on pause, counter with perfect reflection of matrix coordinates that brought me to a place called home, or happy, a glimpse of spaces where hate existed in pale pages in white rooms, siphoning creativity from magic beings. But you better get your lesson. Replace kinetic alchemy with auditory chemistry. Say history is Francis Scott Key to unlock truth hidden in genetic coding. Holy Ghost and Jesus pledge allegiance to enslavers turned educators, poor babies, lost tribes of Sabash, tasked with slavery. Seek solace in scriptures. Consult pastoral oracle for portals into your soul. This is a different classroom altogether. Take your blue collar back to your desk, turn to page inundation and repeat after me. Said these two pieces are cornerstone to cornucopia we know as land where our fathers died, pilgrims, priding, a variety of catastrophes that means so much more than offering honesty for millions of atrocities in the name of cities or Wall Street or Beatty, Turner, Bezos, bread behind Bill Gates of tax breaks for friendly neighborhood super PACs. Ring the bell. Championship Bible belt for undisputed most egregious thieves since the origin of writing. But don't quote me. Do your own research. See it for yourself. Cards dealt by sleight of hand Houdinis who will pin and tell you the people anything that fits their narrative of superiority or supremacy that could easily be their synergy to what most extreme need to Hall and Oates, every sunshine band of BGs and KC's, Preston Presley, that Clapton, you know, that Coca-Cola satisfaction that everything falls in summer, then springs into ice cold truths. Winters freeze time to scribe heresy, then origami that bastardization, socialization, McDonaldization into standardized testing, K through 12 with no mercy. I heard recently, this is why they hate me. Let this be XFL jersey, because I'll be breaking down their defensive sonically one mic at a time until they hear the people screaming for revolution. Peace.
Hell yeah, say that thing, unmute yourself.
Whoa!
Yes.
Fire!
Yes. Yes.
Storm got business.
Always.
Storm got business.
Always.
Where is the water? That's what I want to know. You guys up in here and set the whole damn thing on fire. Let me see where the water's at. I don't know. And I don't know if I really want it, to tell you the truth. I might just let the damn thing burn down. I think we should just let the damn thing burn down. What y'all think? We should? Yeah. Okay, good. I see a bunch of yays, no nays, all yays. Okay, good. Great. I'm glad we're on one accord. Thank you, Elemental, for doing what you do. Coming through, changing the weather in the room as only storm gods can. All right, please follow this man. Put your information in the chat. Also doing wonderful things in the community. And by the community, I mean amongst us poets, creators, whoever needs. Well, please, if you are a man in need of a safe space, there are men in this room who know what it means to share a heart vulnerably and are unashamed in doing so. So please find your people, because I guarantee you they are here. Speaking of our people and how our people and those connections They stretch across the entire globe. I see that video come on. I know you know I'm talking about you, Unmesh. Yes, there goes the smile. All right, you guys, please Unmesh, please unmute yourself.
Hey, Rajan. Hello, 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 everyone. It's wonderful to be here. Thanks for this platform. As always, here we go. This is called Kamikaze Insects. Looking out of the window at the green. Okay, this is called Kamikaze Insects. Looking out of the window at the green mountains, crowded room, mountains so near, humanity so far. Flowers on the tree, dancing on the tune of the waving wind, fine-tuning my life. Sheer radio noise, radio waves rejecting the bands of jail frequencies. Tall, naked buildings, shameless, eavesdropping windows with clandestine eyes. My teary eyes searching for balm, balm calmly beneath my exhausted, dry mind. My case is adjourned in the court of God. Judging humans is about right or wrong, not an act of God. Question papers of my life are being answered at every city center and square. Questions hanging in the living room with no room for answers. I strive to uplift myself. With every lift, stars look more distant, living, growing distance, a gift from my lover. Walking the untrodden path, path taking to the same old destination. Either the path has forgotten the address or destination has left in search of a new home. I was selling my pain in the wrong bazaars, far away. Few new bazaars were waiting for me to auction my pain. When it rains, it pains, memories in my fight sitting tucked in one corner, me sitting another with bloody nose and bloodshot eyes. Flickering candle, kamikaze insects, burning deadly bright. Light you get only with fight. Asking to rise, let's wait for another sunrise. Let's wait for another sunrise. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Beautiful work, Umesh, as always. Everybody unmute yourself. Give me some love.
Umesh!
Unmesh did it again.
Way to go, man.
Right, Josie said you did it again. And we agree. You did. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Please put your information in the chat. Umesh also has an open mic of his own that happens on Saturdays. If you're on the East Coast, I believe it's 11:30 that it starts on our side. Yes, I got it. Oh man, that was rough. I pulled that out, man. I pulled that. We have beautiful poets there. In the same way that you find safe space here, he also creates it there. And it's also just kind of dope to kick it with folks who are sharing in the way that we love internationally in different languages. And you can feel the beauty of words. Doesn't matter if you understand it or not. So we thank you for creating your space, Umesh. Please find him and try something different. Go into a new space. Make new friends. And speaking of new friends, the next person up, if she's still here in the room, I don't know if I see Bridget. Does anybody else see Bridget? No, well, she'll be on with us next time. Let's move right along. Next poet up is Ruth. Oh, yes, what a treat. Unmute yourself, Ruth.
Hey, Ray Jane.
Hey, Ruth. Oh, yes, bring me that energy. Hi, Ruth. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to
Good
see
to
you
see
too.
everyone.
Absolutely. I'm going to mute myself so you could go ahead and share. Thank you for being here with us.
Hello. Okay. My I hope I'm able to finish up the entire poem without interruption. My internet has been, messing up the whole time. But I am sharing a poem right now. This tells about my childhood. I'm typing in some text about it if you guys have the chance to read it. But anyway, the title of the poem is The Tragedy of a Child's Dream. I am a bird that flies up in the open sky, one that does not have a plan of where to go nor where to land. I fly high and I fly low. I fly fast and I fly slow. Spread out my wings and let go, and experience every wonder as I go. I am a maverick flyer, a constant mover, a nobody's follower. My nomad spirit follows no path, crossing different borders, carrying no entry pass. I race with the wind to the skies above, no destination to pursue, no rules to cling to. I soar the upward heights with no hesitation, like any artist who trusts his creative motion. Strong wind currents I often encounter, both in good and in bad weather. The unknown land below a temporary stop for travelers like me to enjoy a nibble and a nap. With every stop I learn to be firm, for the unknown land can be unforgiving, even in the presence of the meekest living thing. A cage of rules steals my thunder, imposing limits, putting pressure.
Oh, man, I think we lost Ruth. You were doing so good too, Ruth. If you're still there. All right, Ruth. So Ruth, if you get back on, just hit me up. Let me know. And I'll let you finish because we've got space. Oh, she popped out. So when she comes back, we'll let her finish her piece because I was with her. I don't know about y'all, but I was in there with her. Okay. It was beautiful so far. So we'll let her complete her piece when she comes back in. Like we said, we know technical issues happen. It happens, right? We can be graceful to one another. All right. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for her to come back, let's move on to the next person in the list. And that would be, here we go. Here we go. Julian Matthews, please unmute yourself. Hi, Julian.
Hi.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good.
Excellent. Excellent. What do you have for us tonight?
C prompt. Here goes. C prompt. I miss the ocean and beach holidays, but the sands of time wait for no man. Is an older man than just an island where the sea erodes his memories and with every lapping wave takes some away? Until he becomes increasingly isolated, cut adrift under starry, starry nights. Or a castaway, perhaps, writing poetry in the sand. I am that old man. A poet who can't memorize his own words, who clings to smartphones smarter than me, who relies on Waze to tell me where I am and take me where I'm going, who needs Shazam to remember all my song titles, who needs Spotify to remember all my song lists, who can't even wake up until he hits the snooze button 3 times, 3 times, 3 times. Remember when alarm clocks rung? Now I leave it all to Samsung. Remember when Apple was the fruit you ate to keep the doctor away? Remember when I and phone were 2 separate entities, not joined at the hip or the wrist? Remember when TikTok was the sound made by a grandfather clock? Remember when tweets were the sounds birds made, not the twittering over how much Elon Musk paid to buy it? Remember when Amazon was a rainforest and a river worth saving, not the savings you got from free same-day delivery? I remember when an algorithm was a math equation, not a means to manipulate public opinion. I spend more hours on Facebook now than facing a book. I'm told I have to pin all my interests on Pinterest, that I can only impress with words if I have WordPress. Just gram all your foodie snaps, she says. Will I instantly lose a few kilograms? I reply. Actually, the only thing I post on Instagram are photos of my parked car in malls, so I won't lose it. I'm told I should store all those pics of my parked car in malls on, get this, Google Drive. My daughter posts stories that cannot be saved, nor slipped into albums, nor framed on a wall, nor kept in a dusty shoebox, nor archived in a musty storeroom. Seeing you behind this cold-tempered glass is not the same as hugging you in person, Andrea. They say all my digital stuff is safe and secure up in the cloud. I'm sorry, but safe and secure are 2 words I do not associate with a cloud, and I just want to know what type of cloud. Are all my status updates floating away like stratus clouds? Have my accumulative memories become cumulus? Is my less nimble mind now nimbus? Sometimes I feel it's all drifting away on the horizon where an unforgiving sun is now downloading into the sea. But this ain't no beach holiday. If age is just a number, when will I know mine is up? Just another stranded cruiser waiting Friday. I'm weakest at the end of the week, where some days you want to remember, but most days you just want to forget. Too much month at the end of the money. I let the devils in and find union with spirits where they say black liquids are good for you. Nightcap Guinness Stout, உங்களுக்கு நல்லது. Guinness Stout is good for you. Who came up with that rabbit piece of doggerel anyway? Probably some dry poet at a bar scribbling terse copy in the back of a napkin, a starving artist who gave it all up for a regular paycheck, maybe an island lover who now misses the ocean and beach holidays. Someone just like me, a lost poet adrift and alone and stranded at home until his Friday comes. End poem. Thank you.
Woo. Julian, oh, please unmute.
Oh,
That was what? I'm not worthy. I'm so not worthy. That was unreal.
Always on point, man. Dope, Julian.
Oh,
Dope.
wonderful,
Poem
Julian.
of the week.
You nailed it, Julian.
Wonderful.
Poem of the week. Poem.
I hope you heard that, Julian. They are shouting for you. Poem of the week. Thank you. You always rake us through our emotions, through that real grittiness that we don't like to talk about, we don't like to think about. Every time you share, I feel like I'm in the best kind of therapy because it's a mirror. So I thank you for mirroring some of the things that are uncomfortable for us in this room so we can work through them beside you. Please put your information in the chat so we can find you and get some more of that good wisdom that you have to share. All right. Woo, man, you've all been so wonderful this evening. I'm so excited to share space with you all and hear what comes out of these beautiful brains. Next beautiful brain up to spit with us. Oh, Coco, I haven't seen you in a while, Coco. Unmute yourself.
Hey, Ray Jane. Good
Hi,
to see
Coco.
you.
How you
I'm glad to see you
doing?
hosting. I love your energy here.
Oh, thank you. Are you on the West Coast? Did I remember that right?
I was in Hawaii, but I'm actually in Brooklyn now.
Oh,
Back in
BK, welcome
BK,
back
yeah.
to New York. It's beautiful having you here. Please
Thank
share
you.
what
Glad to
you
be
got.
here. I'm going to do a poem for a beautiful friend of mine, Brunelda Santiago. She passed away when we were 17, so it's been like 14 years now. She passed around this time. So here it goes. Eyes like a cup of coffee, you haunt me the way angels do, softly, sipping Arizona green tea. Don't leave me in cherry blossom season without a reason to believe in things like God to protect me from these demons or the loss that I am feeling. They say time heals. Sometimes it just reveals the way you laugh and tease me comes rushing back now easy, like 13 years can breeze. See, I've been dreaming, waking up to sleep paralysis. The other side is not so far from this. It will be marvelous to see you there after missing you for all these years. Thank you.
Lovely. That was lovely. Everybody unmute yourselves.
Your voice is beautiful.
Coco, where you
That was
been?
beautiful.
Like that
Your
with it.
voice is absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Coco. Thank you for sharing your friend with us in the memory of her. You've made her immortal in this space. Will always be here for all of time. So thank you for letting us share that memory with you. Beautiful. As Iliono said, you do have a beautiful voice. That's a fact. That's a fact. Thank you for sharing it with us. All right. Speaking of voices that we want to make sure are amplified despite whatever technological BS we run across from time to time in the Zooms. Ruth, we know you got kind of cut off and we were really invested in what you had to share. So if you don't mind, I'm going to unmute you and please give us the last bits of your piece so that we can have that full experience.
Okay, thank you, Ray Jane. Sorry, guys, we had a really bad storm here today. Our internet wasn't holding. Okay, I'll continue my the poem. A cage made of rules steals my thunder, imposing limits, putting pressure only on what matters. Like all the others, I become a follower, stranded in a place where the norm is to serve a master. I become a leader who serves my leaders. I become a follower of my leaders. I become a follower of my heroes. I become a follower of their egos. My child's dream is silenced by my obedience. My maverick spirit is denied the freedom to experience. My daily goal is to please those who are in front of me. My fear of failing fashions the future of my being. My every move is numbered. My every word is filtered. My every thought is controlled. My wins and losses mold the pedestal of my worth. I learn to believe in what's realistic. I become materialistic. I enjoy what's new and all the best I can hold on to, just to please all the cravings of my boasting ego. But when midday comes and the sun highlights the freedom of the sky, I look up and watch my child's dream fly. I wonder about the places she would have explored, the weather she would have endured, the heights she would have conquered, only if I was brave enough to fly away from the norm.
Yes, thank you for sharing, of course. Please give the applause that she didn't get.
Beautiful, Ruth.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Definitely worth the wait. Hell of a
Nicely done,
performance.
Ruth.
Definitely
Nicely
worth the
done.
wait. Let's go.
Oh, you told how
Definitely
it
come back.
works.
See? It's all good. We always got space for you. It's all good, right? No matter what happens. All right, we got space for you, Ruth, and we always got space for Catman Bill. What we got today for us? Let me ask you to unmute.
Hi, Ray Jane.
Hey, Catman, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
Hey, all right now. I'm gonna let you go on and spread those good vibes because we need them.
Well, I changed course midway through this. I was going to do something else, but I decided to do play a song by a 16-year-old, a girl that wrote the song at the age of 16, way long time ago, by the name of Rosie Hamlin. It's just like heaven being here with you. You're like an angel, too good to be true. But after all, I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby. When you are near me, my heart skips a beat. I could hardly stand on my own 2 feet. Because I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby. Ooh, I love you, ooh, I do. No one could love you like I do. Please never leave me blue and alone. If you ever go, I'm sure you'll come back home. Because I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby. No one could love you like I do. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let me unmute. Everybody, give them some love for that.
Sweet, sweet
Yes,
song.
yes, yes,
That's so
yes.
awesome.
My angel baby.
Oh, the kitties come hang around him, man. Cat always on.
You got everybody singing in their boxes. Thank you for bringing us that positive energy and a little bit of Angel Baby, 1961. I think that's when that's from. Oh yeah, see, all in the fro, baby. It's all in the fro. Okay. Thank you for your music, always bringing us a little ditty to bring some vibrations into the room. Thank you. And we're going from one musical lovely poet to the next, all the way out in California, bringing us some more tunes for your ears. Bill Elkins.
Hi, Ray Jane. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Let me unmute and go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I've never been the caboose on this open mic before, but I'm proud to be the caboose here. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just in the middle. Anyway, here we go. It's called, it's the original song I wrote. I've done it before. It's called My Diamond on Black Velvet. I hope you like it. I could weep, I would. If I could weep, I would. I kissed you quickly, afraid of your body, in terminal sedation. Dressed my traveling animal like a diamond on black velvet, silent as air and still as stone. If I could weep, I would. If I could weep, I would. Oh yes, I would. No longer greedy, 4 feet heavenward. Time to lick the wounds of mortal agony. Find meaning to your loss, like a diamond on black velvet. My beast with cause, my beast with purpose. If I could weep, I would. If I could weep, I would. If I could, I would. Under the guise of snow, the gray clouds pass like a brooding poet, impossible to weep. No longer life behold, your journey is accomplished. You are silent as air and still as stone. If I could weep, I would. If I could weep, I would. Glance the others wistfully sigh, and are confused and restless. Your absence leaves a void, which they struggle to overcome. You are their diamond on black velvet, 'cause they love and miss you so. They are silent as air and still as stone. If I could weep, I would. If I could weep, I would. I am in angst, waiting for the rain, waiting for the white rain to fall like diamonds onto black velvet. Yeah, to fall like diamonds onto black velvet. My dearest Frenchie Blanche, you're my precious diamond, a diamond on black velvet. You're my precious diamond, my diamond on black velvet. Thank you very much.
Yes, black velvet. I know all about that. Go on and unmute.
Yes, 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 yes.
Spit that black velvet shit.
Yes.
Let's go.
Ooh, let me find out, Bill, what you know. Let me find out what you know, Bill. Okay. Thank you for bringing us those good tunes, as always. Good music to move us and kind of shift the space a bit. Thank you, Bill, for your magic. I think Joski had a question for you. He asked, are you playing a Rickenbacker? Please let him know in the chat so you guys can trade, secrets of the trade is what it sounds like. I don't know what a Rickenbacker is. I'm gonna have to ask Mr. Google, but we'll figure it out. So before we go on to the good luck round, I just want to let you guys know that you've been wonderful thus far. There are wonderful creators here, artists, and plethora of opportunities for you to find other spaces every day of the week. Just about our fearless leader, the previous host, the original host of the Thursday night online open mic, La Bruja, also known as Caridad de la Luz. She is now our executive director of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. That's right, give it up for Boss Lady, doing boss things and making huge, huge changes that mean more opportunity for the rest of us. So, like I said, if you're more inclined to online happenings, Monday nights at 8 p.m., catch Advocate of Words. Thursday nights at 9 p.m., catch yours truly, Ray Jane. If you'd rather be in person, you happen to be back in New York, we know there's a few of us who've returned to the city and those who are just coming through. If you are in NYC and you'd like to touch the walls of the place that made space and opportunity for us to be here, that Miguel Algarin built at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe itself. Come through Mondays, 8 p.m. They have an open mic that's live. Wednesdays, 8 p.m. They have a slam that's live, hosted by Advocate of Words. Friday, I believe that's also at 8 p.m. We have a thing for 8 p.m. it seems. Okay, you can come through, get down with that slam as well. I believe that one is hosted by Jive Poetic. There is something to do on the Zooms and in person just about every day of the week. On Sundays, we create, we learn, we educate. So 12 p.m., you can catch the writers retreat that La Bruja hosts. You can come have you some coffee, sit amongst your fellow creators. If you'd like to learn how to write a book of poetry, you never gave that a shot, you want to do that, you want to push in that way, Advocate of Words is teaching you for the nominal price of, I believe it's $12 to $18 a class, which is a steal, y'all. Go on and get your life. Okay, I believe that's 6 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. If you're feeling lazy, you can even Zoom in. So Zoom in, check us out. Go to neweurekan.org. We are there with a full calendar of events for you to get down with. In the meantime, in between time, some folks made themselves available for the good luck round. So let's go ahead and let those folks get their chance. The first person up is Sylvie, who got knocked out of the room. We're so sorry, Sylvie. We know you don't be bombing us. You know we love you. We had to let you back in. Come on, unmute yourself. Hey, Sylvie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. Go on ahead and share what you got to share, Sylvie. Thank you for coming back to us.
Oh my gosh, of course. This poem is called Be the Steinem Bunny. The night of the Halloween party, I wore a Hugh Hefner costume because I thought there was nothing funnier than a girl deciding not to be the bunny. On FaceTime with you a few nights before, I unwrapped my costume and feigned shock when the G-string fell out of the bag. You smiled and told me to wear it. I laughed and told you you were psycho. I sat in the back of the Uber and wondered why you didn't want to sit next to me. It was later than I was used to leaving my house, maybe 8:30. The raindrops fell down the dark window in the back row. I wondered why, at the very least, you didn't offer to sit in the back instead of me. In the Uber, I decided that after months of being strung along, if you didn't kiss me that night, I was going to move on. Then we got into the party and I took off my robe, and the small of my back that was exposed because I found a backless nightgown after you told me that you thought backs were hot was covered in goosebumps. We were already out of sight, but the booze wasn't. So I took a shot and another, then a swig straight from the bottle. Who needs a chaser? I fell straight down the wall when he told me he wouldn't kiss me because I was too drunk. And then you were too drunk. And the next thing you know, you were sitting in a love seat. And I told you I wore the G-string like you told me to. And you smiled and laughed, so I showed you. And then you smiled again, so I told you I was upset. And you asked me why. And I told you that you still haven't kissed me, so I had to move on. And then I asked you if you'd kiss me again so I didn't have to. And you did. And then you did again later. But that night on the way home from the party, in the back seat but not way back of an Uber with my best friend who made out with a boy who liked her better than she liked him, until later when she called me on Thanksgiving and told me he broke up with her. I knew that kiss was a goodbye kiss and that it would probably be a while before I got a second of fantasy again. And it has been, and it will be. I remember at my grandparents' house, I used to see bunnies in my grandfather's garden, and I'd always chase them, and they'd always run away.
Yes, I'm so glad we got to have you back on here, Sylvie. Thank you so much, Sylvie. Please put your information in the chat so the folks can find you. And please come back next week. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to move on so we can try and squeeze everybody in here. Happy that we got a bunch of people in the good luck round. Okay. Next up is Elizabeth Lake. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
I am going to be reading a poem that was inspired by a speech / poem by Halsey, and it was performed at a women's march. Yeah. You should quit smoking. So please, Halsey said, be inconvenient, compelling me to stop being so fucking lenient. See, secrets haunt me. For too long I've kept them. Men held my tongue hostage, but I'll no longer let them. The first time I'd seen a man's hands as a threat, I was 15 and he wouldn't let me sleep yet. If I were his boyfriend, I wouldn't want to know about that night. That one where I wore my lucky socks and yet nothing went right. And in case you're confused, I said no, and I really did mean it. Like, seriously, there's a reason I screamed it. With the stroke of a match, he lit me, took a drag, kissed me. Tight were my fists, but I knew not to fight. Why the fuck was my body so light? My ashes lay scattered, I'm littered. I realize now, after all things considered, that this boy you see, he just had to come to know. If he pushed me down, would he start to grow? So fucking scary how I didn't remember until senior year, that final December. I told a few friends who I trust because they're older, but the next day at school, I was met with cold shoulders. The way he lied, man, you should have seen it, right through his teeth. It was some clean shit. So I'll give it a shot. I'll be inconvenient. I'll open my mouth, I'll say this, and I'll mean it. Who knew I'd rehash that night over this most recent October? The pain of you, but more so what was left over. Those friends that I lost who all believe you. My esteem, which was squashed by their naive views. I hope that you drown in regret. Don't ever forget, you're part of the reason women everywhere are in danger, part of the reason that we burn with anger. In the mornings, when you wake in cold sweat, know you are nothing to me, a wet cigarette.
Ooh, yes, unmute yourselves, please.
That extended.
Tell that
music.
Whitney
Yes.
what his
Oh
ass
my
is
God,
for
yes.
real.
Oh, God.
Tell him that shit. Yeah.
That was fucking
Good
amazing.
stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
Whoa.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for speaking truth to power, as we say, saying the words, letting them be known, so there's no confusion about what's real. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing that with us, for being inspired and choosing to inspire somebody else. Because you could have kept that to yourself. You didn't have to share it, and you chose to. So we thank you for that. Absolutely. Woo! Good luck round on fire though. Okay. Okay. Speaking of Hario, yes, I know you have a good story for us and that typewriter. I don't look around like you don't know where it is. I know you do. Let me unmute you. Hi.
What's up, everybody? Late night New Yo. Thank you
What's
for staying past the bedtime to listen to me rhyme. So slight preamble. If you've ever struggled with insomnia or you're a workaholic and you've spent a lot of sleepless nights, those people know that there is a hue in the sky that tells you, shit, I stayed up all night. For me, the color's periwinkle. And this poem is called Periwinkle Thoughts. Damn, here's another periwinkle sky, signaling another 5 a.m. spent high. Off the weariness of wearing a crown, a loud thoughts that rouses my eyes open like clangorous gunshots. Fatigue, it coats my teeth slick. My mind begins to drift and then it starts to reminisce with a dissonance that makes my whole damn body sick. Out of all my soul's predicaments, this here is just a partial list. Like, why doesn't glue ever stick to the inside of the bottle? And can someone please tell me what the fuck's an axolotl? And I heard that obsolescence is integral to each and every iPhone model. That's insane. Imagine each passing day, your batteries incrementally drain permanently due to the system's faulty design until you have just enough energy to connect online. Well, Bird Law locks letters to 240 characters to subtly relay something just ain't right. And in return, all you get are likes? And you're supposed to sleep tight, knowing that stars in the night only see each other's afterglow? Imagine having evidence proving that you're not alone, but the only iteration shown is their past participle. The space between so long and vast to know they're now impossible. By the time another feels your warmth, what you felt is done and gone. And yet you're supposed to stay strong because Dr. Strange bargained with Dormammu, holding on to the hope that he would one day outlast the pain, that hero complex ingrained in good people all trained to believe that suffering is okay, as long as it's all for the cause? Do you think Stephen ever regretted it, dying all those times, being crushed and stabbed and burned, his sanity on the line? Do you think he ever wondered if mom and dad were ever right? Do you think he ever thought of giving it up and letting his whole universe just die? In my head, my ideas run clean till I dirty up some paper, and then I see the state it's in. That's best described as kind of rough, and then echoes of my elders interrupt in a way that makes my will waver, filling me with doubt on whether I'm ever enough. And I think that maybe I should have listened, and maybe have gone to college, maybe fought for her love to share this one-bedroom apartment, maybe save some money so I could pay both my phone and rent. But looking back, honestly, it was all money well spent. And the more I think, the closer to the brink of revelation I approach, that necessary courage to broach that unspoken truth about our elders' age and views, especially on the goals they think should be achieved by the youth. You see, their disappointments misguided, like being disappointed in glue, calling it coddled while it's still in the bottle, unaware that what's necessary for anything they say to stick is air. To do what it's meant to do, glue needs room to breathe. And there's another thing that rankles me, this assumption that every tadpole becomes a frog, as if one don't lose its gills, then there must be something wrong, when in actuality, there's a separate species entirely, a specimen so unique, it regenerates inexplicably, regardless of pain, so it may frequently survive being maimed by their demons chopping block more frequently than anyone else could ever sustain. But soon, my thoughts get lost in a groggy cloud of smog sputtering out from the exhaustion of another bout of sleeplessness. And when 7 a.m. rolls around again, my weary body finally gives in, and I can get some much needed rest in to endure another periwinkle morning again. Good night.
I'm over here sharing your piece on the internet. Excuse me. Now let everybody else give you some love, because the internet is gonna love you.
Yeah, amazing. That was
wonderful.
The question, why does the glue not stick to the inside of the bottle, was where you had me. I was just like, oh my God, I never thought about that.
You got us all thinking. As usual, we love your pieces. They challenge us. Love a piece that challenges me, make me say, oh my goodness, what was that line he just said? Let me go back. Let me look that up. Let me see what he's talking about. Is he talking about stars and tadpoles in the same poem? I think so. I think that makes sense scientifically. I appreciate it either way. Thank you for sharing with us. Please put your information in the chat so folks who aren't already following you can, so they get some more of that stimulation for their brainwaves. Speaking of stimulating poetry, our karaoke host is about to bust up on the scene, another storm guard for the evening. Paul Cone Queso, please unmute yourself.
What's good, sis? Storm God, sis.
Happening.
Ooh, so this room has been inspiration tonight and good medicine. I just want to thank you for holding the space, keeping the space what it is, from Brew on, and everybody who's brought power. Christy, your piece really moved me. Ike, everybody talking about this fuckery going on. So I created a poem in the room tonight, so I wanted to read it before I leave it. And I'm gonna give the title in the first couple lines as credit to Ike. It's called Medusa Rolls Snake Eyes. Justices without honor take eyes, like Oedipus gouging out his own, yet still blaming his mother wife without looking inside, not satisfied till she hung herself. Antigone silence thrown in tomb, unbelieved like Eurydice, a sacrifice to blind gods of wrath. How do we live with these Kavanaughs Cosbying their way into strong arming doctrines just like they did drinks in college? Row, row, row your boating, mowing down Roe v. Wade, overturned like some ship wrecked in the night capsized. Lot's wife, pillar of salt turned, rape of the lock, bluest eyeing their lovely bones. Lolita meets Levia loans, taking away the power. Basic rights to decide not to life, but choice. But why would these Philistines let women lead in Gilead, Little Red Riding, hooded handmade tales told? 'Cause blessed be the fruit of these wounded trees, blood-soaked leaves under his eye, where he could not cease until he beat her the color purple. And I know why such cage birds sing, warbling to be free. Jamaica Kincaid girls told when to spread legs and when to concrete lips. 'Cause as far as family goes, we don't talk about abuse, no. Is it any surprise, though, that the office last occupied by rape publicans put up in a time machine and hit the undo progress button, jumping from 22 to 73, stripping us half century? Why force survivors to carry violators' baby? Why make anyone obey decrees when just 2 years ago, my body, my choice was Michigan protested by Trumpists and pro-lifers alike? I say let's demonstrate, not just them today, or violations on Denim Day, but every day, those survivors in need of rights. See, the night my sister decided not to carry her first child's life to term, I sat with her in her room holding her. I know it wasn't easy, but believe me, being tethered to her abusive, cheating beau at the time, had she tied her bow to his stern, he would have led her through endless tempest-tossed blows. Although we couldn't prevent it a second time, every fiber in me believes every woman has right to decide what's right any given time. The same kind of men who will police bodies will be the ones to beat them blue, same to benefit off Plan B and abortion, social distortion, right, wrong, making arguments biblical, argument pitiful, because if they were pro-life, they would pass bans on assault rifles which kill our kids, would give shits about those in poverty dying from disease, kids they keep caged in borders. This whole fucking Supreme Court is out of order, putting chaste belted shackles on our daughters, but allowed David's rape of Bathsheba. Believe us, not Solomon, nor any solemn man stood up for these seeds of Eve and Gomorrah, sodomized and blamed for original sin, partner sin, father's sin, all our skin limestone hard because America gets off on misery. Gavel banging all willy-nilly, spreading shame like forbidden treated seed. Listen, there was once a day we all lived without judgment, judges, juries, unfit to judge us. We lived as we saw fit, and Madre Atabe, Mother Gaia, womankind, source of all, was left to their own devices of divine intuition. Women, now institutionalized institutions of bodies turned battleground wombs, hand-me-down property for conquistadors to build colonies on like any fertile land. We honestly can't be the same humanity that once burst miracles. Let's say we take blame of name out their hands. Let us all instead be led by womb, mankind. Keep our creators in mind. The next time we think men should have any fucking thing to do with deciding what our goddesses do with their bodies, let's stop trying to set tables for games, gambling chances, take the power back in our hands. No witnessing rape, a Medusa, no more craps taken from any gaveled gown dealers, grim reapers, rolling snake eye. I say walk away from the table unless you're able to make life. Let women lead and decide what the fuck is right for themselves.
Ooh, stop playing. Wow, I'm
Whoa.
Thank you for that, Paul.
Right.
Oh.
Mm.
Whoa.
Nicely done, Paul.
That dude's
Good
not
God,
even
Paul.
human.
Good
That dude's
God.
not human, man.
Oh,
God.
oh God.
Storm
Good
God
God.
business.
Fucking haunting.
God,
He wrote it right now.
Man. So, what we need to highlight is how much inspiration lives in the room. Because that just poured out of Paul Conqueso, which is not shocking to those of us who know him and have experienced his magic. But that is new shit. That came out of this room. That was written based on how he felt free in this room. So thank you for being so wonderful that you could inspire something like that. And thank you, Paul, for being so wonderful that you could share something like that, right? We all need to hear that, healed by that, really. You know, nothing but facts too. Like, how you feel all the facts in there? And a little, I mean, it's been 2 hours. I ain't gonna hold you. This is a little bit of time for Googling. But that was impressive. Thank you so much for just being who you are, So I was going to end out the night, but we got one other poet that wants to share with us. So if you don't know if you could keep it really short for us, that would be great. I would love to get you in before I do to end off the night with us. I'm going to unmute you, my love.
In all honesty, Paul, like I was gonna do something, but I cannot. I'm just gonna be like, all hail Paul, all hail Paul. I can't. My job. I love y'all.
Yeah, okay.
I love y'all. I love every one of you. You guys have been beyond phenomenal. I just, you know what, Paul? Period. And that's on period, Paul. That's on period.
I love that.
Love you.
Love you too. Thank you for coming through with that great energy as always. Hey, you know, we leave a space for you to take up space if you feel compelled to. But sometimes the space is already full of what we needed and we don't need nothing else. And that's okay, you know, to give honor to what's already been given. So thank you for doing that. You know, and I think I want to just take a moment and say thank you to everybody who stuck around with us. For those of you who couldn't, we understand real life goes on. We thank you for any little bit of energy you brought to the space. As I mentioned, my name is It's Ray Jane, or RAYJANE. I am your hostess with the mostest, Thunderlung Thursdays, as some folks have started to say. I kind of like that. It sounds nice. I like that, right? Thursday night online open mic. For those who keep it, you know, we want to keep professional too. You know, we got to, you know, pay the bills. You know what it is. So thank you always to the New Eurekan for making space for us. As promised, I said I would share something with you to encourage you, to remind you, to lift you. Sometimes we forget who we are, but we are as deep as our DNA goes, and our DNA's got it all. So this is about that. Chris, I appreciate you for holding us down in the background. When I'm done, of course, I'll give you the peace sign, and you know you could take us up out of here, all right? This one is entitled This DNA. On Thursdays, I find myself asking the wildest questions like, how heavy is my heredity? Do I sip the fountain of youth when I speak the truth? Does the answer for change live in my chains? Come with me while we get into this chromosomal analysis. If this DNA stores data, then this body is a whole volume, walking chapters, touch to turn my pages, love demanded in God's plume. But what if my fears get processed before my telomeres? What if my mismatch isn't repaired? Epigenetics beseeching old emotional debts. I dig deep into my mess until the way becomes clear. Until sequences subvert pretenses, I duplicate my efforts. Don't let let doubt interfere. Unwinding the way forward, I journey, I persevere. Born with the cheat code, it must have been mitochondrial helix as tight and coiling as these twists. Awakening to myself, I reset, I resist. I am the motherboard, the mothership, born to be a provision. I am the server, I got the vision. I compute all algorithms, I am the loot. But in these ACs, G's, and T's is derision. But Dr. Bill Carson told me I could rewrite my DNA, said it would only take 21 days for revision. All I got to do was tell myself, yes, you are great. Had to tell myself in 10 ways, out loud. In short, I had to speak to change. So when you get the opportunity to say your bit, don't let nobody keep you quiet. We hope to see you next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. This has been another successful, loving, fire-filled Thursday night online open mic, and we love you. We love you. If you don't remember nothing else, take that with you. Take us out of here.